like I mentioned, my character's spouse in the Old Republic. We had no relationship with each other whatsoever, out of
Mm,
character. We were just really
right,
good friends.
right, right,
Um, but our characters were written to be like these very close couple, and they adventure together and take care of each
right, right,
other and had kids together, and it was a very very nice role play. But outside of that, you know,
right, right,
we stopped role playing with each other because they got busy with real life and work, and I moved
right,
away from the Old Republic, so that was it for
right, right. You didn't have that common ground anymore, so
we just kind of moved on from each other.
right, right.
That's it. You opened the relic. Finish your mission and
Which
Yeah,
get inside.
go ahead.
and that's kind of a potentially interesting thing too. Is like uh, I mean, uh, not that everybody who plays a tabletop game together becomes best as friends, but like a lot of times you'll get into long running campaigns, and like you'll basically have have a deep bond with people. Whereas like in MMORP, it feels like there's a little bit more of a like friends and convenience almost.
Right, everything's kind of more temporary for the most
Right,
part.
right. Kind of to borrow from Fight Club. You get your single serve, RP friends, and maybe you just have one scene with them, and then maybe you RP with them later, or maybe not. Kind of going back to kind of like where MMOs are basically have just a larger pool of essentially characters to pull from, and so they're not all going to be interacting with each other all the time, and sometimes characters might not just might not fall together again like they did a couple times. So
Right, even if they, have, this amazing chemistry, it just, sometimes schedules don't work out. That's the other thing that's kind of different is like scheduling RP, where tabletops tend to have, rather rigid schedules. Everyone agrees to show
right,
up,
right,
on this day.
right.
Um, I think that might kind of be part of it because there's like tabletop RP is kind of like a high commitment activity,
Yeah, yeah, I'll agree with
where MMORP tends to be very low commitment.
that. That's
Unless
interesting.
unless you're in a group that's scheduling events weekly or
Right, right.
bi-daily.
On a regular basis, and the kind of expectation that you're always going to be hanging around and doing it.
Yeah, yeah. So that's another interesting difference.
Right, right. Yeah, that's kind of like a joke about tabletop RP is that when you especially when you do start talking about face to face in person stuff, the eventually kind of like that falls by the wayside because people get married, have so many others, and they have jobs and have kids, and can't break away as much as they could. Kind of like university and college tends to be kind of the golden age for a lot of the stuff. And that's why I have some of my most fond tabletop RPG memories is basically in university, and even a little bit after that. Like I happen to live in the Silicon Valley area with some a friend of mine, and he made friends with a couple other people, and we just kind of like but eventually like it was one of those things like exactly we did kind of drift apart. So